Playing some 50 NL zone poker. I've been winning a lot recently playing 50 NL zone. I think I've kind of figured out how people are playing at these stakes. Definitely have to call here. Tens. Very, very poorly played tens. 3 streets with an over. So yeah, I get the sense that these stakes, when people... these stakes are generally tighter than the other zone variants on Bovada, but I do get the sense that when people feel pot committed, they loosen up a ton. But that said, 3-bet ranges are really condensed at these stakes. So you need to open a little bit wider, call 3-bets a little bit less often. You can 3-bet pretty wide yourself. And when someone just starts firing, you're going to find yourself needing to call them down somewhat light at times. That's how I've made my most money at these stakes. It's where someone just... I mean, like, people c-bet 3-bet pots so frequently with just anything that, you know, I've made a lot of money with just, like, queens over to the board. Someone just fires 3 barrels, shows up with nothing. That's generally how it goes. So you need to be really resilient in that specific circumstance, but otherwise, people are pretty tight. So just understanding the times when people are going to be tight, the times when people are going to be loose, because it really does converge, and you weed out a lot of the variance fast because you're playing so many hands of these stakes. Good check back. Bet now. I kind of regret not betting the flop, but it seems like it would have been a similar result. So I play a pretty tight range pre here, just because people are liable to do anything, really, and you just want to make sure that you're... I mean, obviously sometimes you're going to have to bluff, but you want to make sure that you're showing up with strong ranges, because people are just not going to lay down, and if you know, you don't want to find yourself having to defend your middle pairs against someone who just will not relent, because you're going to have to fold even if you think that they're kind of full of shit. So I've had a lot of success just making sure that my range is stronger than I would normally make it in given spots, and giving myself better average chance to be able to call someone down because they go crazy so often when there's a lot of money in the pot. People do this a lot. I've noticed that this min 3-bet, people will do this with like a normal 3-betting range, but they just don't understand pot odds. So like okay, I was going to say I wouldn't float this, but okay, interesting. Just going to call here. No. Not going to do a ton of talking because I just want to be able to focus, but figured this would be good to record, throw on YouTube. I can rewatch it, other people can watch it. I'm relatively new to poker. I play Magic the Gathering semi-professionally, professionally, depending on your definition. But I've lost a lot of my love for the game recently, so I've been somewhat interested in learning poker because there's so much more money to be won. I give up. Seems okay to double barrel that. You shouldn't connect all that often there. The 2 overs plus the gutter. Do that have a gutter? I think so. My memory is very bad, short term and long term. Yeah. Anyway, I've been playing a lot more poker. Slowly been getting better at it, and this is going to be probably my main game moving forward. I'm not going to defend that. And I've been wanting to produce more content in both games. So here we are. And this is just going to be a longer session with some... Well, that was crazy. With my thoughts interspersed. I'm not going to talk throughout the whole thing, as I said, but it's going to be a tool for me to get better by watching this back. I don't purport to be an expert or even a good poker player yet, though I am winning technically. And yeah, hopefully other people can learn with me. That'd be nice. People c-bet this way too much, I think. Yeah. Interesting. He probably has a lot of aces, so... I kind of think he's supposed to bet his whole range on that turn. Because he just so many more aces than me. He seems super weak because he checked, so... that should just be a super good board for him. Yeah. I should have bet that bigger. I was running out of time. Let's rebet this. I choose very large sizings at these stakes. I open to 3x. That's like pretty standard what people do. I'm going to bet once here on the larger side. He just shouldn't have much here all that often. So I've been floated by a frustrating amount of ace highs on hands like this, or on boards like this. That's a horrible turn. Alright. I have to give this up. I think I probably should have bet the flop. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I can't bet that card. Yeah. I think with a different run out, I would have been able to barrel that, but I shouldn't have bet the flop so big. There's not much point. So that was certainly a mistake. I don't defend the big blind very wide. I just, again, you want to end up in spots where you're more likely to be in the better part of your range because it's sort of a safeguard against people just going insane. Okay, you see very large sizing on the 3-bet here. Oh my god. And when people just limp, I'm just gonna bump it up to like $2.50, $3. 3x open. The reasoning being A, that it's standard at these stakes, you'll see, is pretty much what people do. 3x or a little bit more. $1.25, $1.75, $1.50, that general range. And basically what I've read is that it's best to, within reason, go with standard open sizes. Standard as it pertains to what is normal for the table. Definitely betting. Bet on the smaller side. Right. People also donk a lot at these stakes. I haven't entirely figured out how to play against that, because there will be sort of a spot where I would c-bet my whole range or something, and then they just donk and I don't have anything, so I end up folding. I feel like that's probably just reasonable to not float against someone who just donk bets flops. But it does feel not great when there's a flop that's really good for your range and they just randomly fire. Maybe 2/3-ish. Jesus. I'm crushed by other draws. My direct odds are not great because these sizes are very large. So I'm just gonna fold. Hijack open, but it's 5x, and people are just not balanced when they open super big here, so definitely squeeze. That's about right. Yeah, I think I definitely need to be 3-betting more, because people are just folding a lot to it. I can see bet this. The gutter. And he's not going to have as many aces and kings as I am. No, actually, I don't know. Yeah. No, I talked myself out of it. I kind of forgot what my small blind range looks like. I can probably delay c-bet, I guess. Bang, bang. I think it's okay to overbet the river and just make it look whack. I don't have a really scientific reason for it. I've just, yeah. I'm trying to think if I would have done that with my bluffs. I only had 15 seconds to think about it. I kind of just went with what felt right. I don't even know what bluffs I do have there. I want to call this so badly. Under the gun, or I guess, yeah, under the gun or low jack or whatever. Against button, very different situation despite the Broadway draw being similar there. Check this back. Unless he bets or something. Wow. Definitely should have bet. I actually played a pot yesterday where it checked all three streets. I thought I was going to win with ace high, and he had quads. I was just like, "Whoa, are you serious? That's so unbelievable." Let's call at least once here. A gutter too. horrendous river. Especially because he's more likely to bet his weak aces now. 9-8. Okay. Kind of a bad flop bet. I heard Ben CB say that hands like this are good to squeeze against the a low jack open or under the gun open 6-max because of removal effects. It's a pretty fucking killer flop. See that on the smaller side. Yeah, that should have been a little smaller. Might just get raised or something. Jeez. Just gonna jam on this guy. Hopefully he calls with a bluff or with a flush draw. Maybe I didn't need to do that with the top pair. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a spot where I want him to hang himself. I guess if the logic is hoping he has another flush draw, just checking turn is better. But like, people just raise all kinds of random shit, and I don't know. I feel like I'd rather get it in if he has like ace king or something. Get the equity, yikes, it's pretty good. It's a good turn. Just gonna call here. Call here. Pretty bad river. Probably fold a few bets. It's getting a little scary, but not much I can do. It's on the smaller side. 5-4. Alright. Oh my god. I mean, I have aces and kings blocked. I don't really think there's much of a choice here. Fuck. Jack 9, okay. And that's, as I said, when people 3-bet you, they just keep going, I've noticed. Obviously, top 2 there is easy call. But I've ended up in that spot with like ace queen on like ace 9-5, no flush, and they just keep betting, and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? And obviously, it needs to be a bit of a mixed strategy because I don't think you should be calling down with your top pair second kickers every time. What happened here? Did he check? I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I found that people are just unrelenting when they 3-bet pre at these stakes. So you just gotta call down there a lot. And I've been making money far more times than not. Obviously, it's a cooler setup if they do have something crazy. But like the disparity between when they shut it down after, this is about my whole flop range, but I just always want to let people hang themselves when I have a set. But I will stick to the fundamentals. Ooh, it's probably a very good turn for us. You get what I was saying on the last point. That's actually a pretty bad river, I think. I really want to get money from a king here. No, it's not. I'm being dumb. Sorry, I have a vote. Jeez, I'm pretty good. I probably should have sized that up a little bit. I got distracted. Alright, just gonna keep betting. Dude, these people are not fucking folding. Well, I lose the ace jack. Jacks. I don't know. Yeah, as soon as I checked, I was like, this guy probably just called twice with a jack. Yeah, I think that was probably really bad. That was definitely terrible. I just need to bet there for sure. I suck. I'm just like always afraid of getting raised, but obviously if I get raised there, I'm just calling down and it is what it is. Yeah, that was horrible. It's not to say he would have called, but still. I make a lot of mistakes. Especially when there's only a 15-second clock. I'm gonna fuck up a lot. But I'm just learning the stuff as fast as I can. Started playing poker like 3 months ago. But I just played in the Magic Pro Tour, so I haven't really had time to grind lately. And the first chunk of time I was playing poker, I was like sort of just throwing shit at the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Sort of thought I did, lost some money. And I studied a lot and utilized Doug Polk's YouTube channel quite a bit, betting this river. No, I didn't see the 4 to a straight. Yeah, someone having a 6 here makes sense. I'm gonna call that. Yep. Fair enough. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of studying, and I'm excited to start working through all of these problems because I keep finding myself every day in spots I've never seen before, and it's exciting because I've played Magic for so long. I feel like, I mean, obviously I'm not close to one of the best Magic players in the world, but I'm just like so entrenched that I feel like I've seen it all at this point with Magic. And poker is like one very dynamic puzzle that you just see over and over and over and over again. And I feel like there's a lot more room for mastery, which is really cool to me. I'm gonna call this. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad river, but I'm happier to see it than a club. Probably taking this down. Yep. Other things, just to like honing my instincts in poker and being able to think through situations, sort of shorthand. This is a little scary. So he just gets to call all of his... I said last time I was supposed to make this smaller, and I just forgot. Alright, well... Yeah, that... I just threw away like $5 there. Even though paired high card, low card is c-bet everything, especially 3-bet pre. But I honestly think maybe I'm supposed to diverge from that at these stakes for the same reason that I discussed prior with 3-bet pots when I'm the caller. People are just really unrelenting in 3-bet pots, I've found at these stakes. So I'm probably just not supposed to see bet as much, and I'm going to take a lot of stacks when I actually do have something. I think that that's probably a more balanced approach. Or I could just like triple barrel everything, but like I'm definitely just going to get called down light because that's just what keeps happening to me. I'm not sure. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I need to refine and just see more situations and figure it out empirically. Hang off the trips. Says cross your fingers that they have anything. Raise. Alright, this is weird. Min raise. I can call and check. I can call and lead. Or I can raise. I'm gonna call and lead. I found that these people check the river down a lot when they're bluffing and they're unsure about it. Nice. Yeah, I think that there's a significant chance he would have checked back the river there, so... I feel like obviously that's not very balanced. Like, it's kind of rare that I'm gonna, like, bluff, get raised. It's kind of rare that I'm gonna bluff, get raised, and then just, like, lead river. But I'm leaning towards incorporating a little bit more exploitative play because, frankly, people play really, really badly at these stakes. Like, super, super unbalanced. Like, I'm kind of surprised given how little poker I've played in my life. I think it's fine to flat or 3-bet. Nice. Given how little poker I've played, I'm surprised, like, how apparent it is to me. I guess I'll 3-bet this time for balance. That was supposed to be a little smaller. It's kind of I'm kind of shocked how apparent it is to me that people are like so unbalanced. And I'm finding myself like easily able to exploit it. Just because I haven't played much poker, and it's sort of like just intrinsically surprising to me that I would even be able to pick up on that at this point. Damn, implied odds are like his whole stack. Just because it's a 3-bet, but I'll fold. I really think the most crucial element of this specific game is the 3-betting dynamic. It's just so beatable. So beatable. Obviously, I'm 3-betting this every time from the small blind, as opposed to the button. It's a pretty good flop there. I think I can check my straight flushes, my ace high flushes, and my king high flushes here. Developing strong passive ranges, so strong ranges where you check to complement a lot of your middling pairs or your worst draws that you might delay c-bet, I think is pretty strong. Whereas you sort of get into equity denial territory when, you know, say I have, you know, a low flush or like a set on a board like that, something like that, where you just really need to bet because you need to, you know, figuratively make money from some of their draws by pricing them out of an equitable call. Whereas when the hand is like, you know, you're only losing to the ace of hearts exactly, you can sort of play it more passively and try to trap. And let me tell you, trapping these people, very profitable, I found. Just gonna call this down. Be really surprised if he showed up with a straight or a flush here. I think I'm gonna check call it anyway. Yeah. Queen 10. Yeah, it's fair. Large bet. Open-ended. Out of position. I think I just confused myself there. Out of position, I should be more likely to raise. Yeah, I'm just going to give this up. I don't really like the line that I took in retrospect. I think if I check raised and double barreled, I would. Yeah, I definitely would have won that hand if I had done that. So that was poor. I just didn't have enough time to think about it. I'm just like trying to really drill these situations, get faster, so I can start grinding this, because I've been making pretty good money. I would love to do this semi-full time. Move up stakes. Really make a career out of card games after so long playing. That's the thing with Magic, man. It's, or whatever the gender of the person watching this may be. It's the problem with Magic is, you know, the pro players are still just not in a great financial situation. It's just tough out there, man. Man, sorry. And like, as someone like me, where I'm a silver pro and like I'm not playing all the pro tours, sort of like struggling because I really need to go to Grand Prix, but I actually have pretty bad tournament anxiety, in all honesty. So flying out to Grand Prix is certainly me at my worst, but I need to go because it's just my situation is. Like, I would be very likely to hit gold if I just top-8'd a Grand Prix. Certainly betting. But yeah, it's just a tough spot because the financial reward on the other side isn't really there. Bluff this. Wow. Well, that was a pretty light call down. But yeah, poker, I expect to be much more equitable. And I actually honestly enjoy it more so far. That overbet, perhaps questionable on that river card. But it seems like a spot where I would have overbet my sets. So I was kind of trying to be balanced, but I don't know. I kind of didn't really feel like he was folding just on like a very basic intuitive level, so maybe I just shouldn't have done that. I definitely have the mindset, though, that when you start bluffing, you generally want to keep bluffing. Even at stakes like these, as scary as it may be, because people are just going to call you down really light a lot of the time. Just on a very fundamental level, I believe in the concept that when you're at the bottom of your range and equity has already been run, you should fight for the money in the middle a lot of the time when it makes sense to. But I'm not actually sure that was a spot where it made sense to. And I didn't think enough about whether I should overbet or just make a, on the large size type bet instead. This guy's $2.60. Damn. I was excited to run it for the $3. I'm also less eager to play my suited connectors because just due to the fact that people don't respect raises as much, the quote-unquote playability of suited connectors is somewhat mitigated. And all the stuff I'm talking about is going to be a sort of a central theme throughout, because I have sort of like I don't know how right it is, but in my mind I have a pretty good understanding of the general play patterns at these stakes. And, consistently it's that people don't fold enough and will call you down light and will barrel extremely light. Especially when there's a lot of money in the pot. Decent turn card. This I never know what to do with. In position, I like call. So that is an extremely dicey river. I'm just gonna flat. Not much choice. Okay. Well, sometimes they just show up with the king 3 suited. Bit of a weird river card. Yeah. I think I got away fairly cheaply for top pair up against an overpair. That's it. I wouldn't have called the river, obviously, but I've started thinking about not even calling that turn bet though in that spot. And I know that sounds like somewhat antithetical to what I just said with regard to people barreling really light. But it's a bit of a different circumstance when people barrel just single bet pots pre. I don't know what the fuck is the terminology. Pots, like not 3-bet pots. They're much more willing to give up. People are generally a lot tighter in that circumstance. So I was respecting his range a little bit more in that specific situation. Bet large here. Put spades in a bit of a weird spot. Jesus. Alright, this is a pretty sure call down, I think. I mean, he only has like a half pot bet behind. He's representing really strong here. I have queens blocked. Yeah. 5-7. Okay. Fair. I'm trying to think what happened there. Maybe 4 ways. I need to respect the fives a lot more than that. Unsure. I don't know. Ace Queen's a really good hand. There. Maybe I'm just supposed to go smaller on the turn. I mean, these people just, they don't have a great understanding of pot odds, so maybe just like laying the spades at a questionable price is not a great, like actually that argument works both ways. But yeah, maybe he's representing a 5 much more than he's representing spades, now that I think about it. Yeah, I should have bet maybe like a third pot instead of 2/3. I think. I don't know how much that is results oriented. I'm not folding ace queen there though. It's just not. It seems like the money was going to go in the middle anyway. And I know I said I had queens blocked, and it like wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to have queens when there was no 3-bet pre, but people show up with everything, man. I guess by that logic, 5 is much more likely. He did have a lot of 5s there, to be fair, because of the nature of the betting. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I kind of think I should have folded. I don't think I put enough weight on how different the dynamic should be because it was a 4-way pot. So I'm going to chalk that up as a mistake. I think this is close to a c-bet, but if I had a heart, I think it would be a lot better. I play ace-high flops a bit differently than standard, I think, because people really like to float with random aces. People see like ace-7 off and they're like not auto-folding it in most spots, so this is weird. I honestly think king high is enough showdown here that it's probably fine. What is he even repping? I'm no hero. Lazily fold the big blind. Damn. Deuces. This is going okay so far. Obviously lost that big pot to the 5, what was it, 5-6? I'm just not gonna fight for these pots that much. I feel like it's a really, really good way to unbalance yourself. To just try to bluff with your low pocket pairs that are beating their ace highs when people are playing passively. I'm fine that for him to just pot the river and steal it or whatever. It's okay. I'm gonna call down there sometimes. Pretty good hands here. Alright. I'm the limp kings. Don't at me. Haha! The limp rear haze. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, I'm just gonna check. Okay, that's a very good card for me, I think. Not for me, but for aces. Aces as opposed to my range. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Dude, 3 ways, this is weird. No one bet the flop. I'm just gonna bet small. I honestly don't understand the situation whatsoever. Okay, I guess that worked. I have no idea what happened in that hand. I'm not even gonna spend time analyzing it because I was I was not comprehending the implications of what was going on. All I knew is I had aces. So sometimes. Is that a misapplication of Occam's razor? I guess it's the simplest explanation, but I wasn't really explaining what was happening. That was loose. otherwise. I was taking a simple approach. How about that? What the fuck? Alright. Okay, I did that because the software makes it quite obvious when someone has folded, like fast folded the flop or something. Although I guess actually I should have just put in a min bet. I just hit the pot button and use fast. Although the min bet button is faster. My neck hurts. Ugh. What the fuck is this? Just gonna call. Oh, it's big. I actually don't even know if this call's right. It has to be right. Wow. It's actually... Alright, I think that this is definitely just a call. I'm ahead of the betting range and not ahead of... Oh, ace king, Jesus Christ. He flatted ace king there from the small blind. That seems terrible. Oh well. The hand kind of played itself, I think. I love this song. Yeah. Now that that guy came in, my odds are pretty good. The hand that can flop flushy type stuff, straighty type stuff, foldy type stuff. $3. People just never fold to that. Do I need to make it bigger? That's a pretty bad flop. I'm gonna be disciplined and not delay c-bet this. Just check my ace high. Maybe I'll show it down. What? Here we go. Super weird turn. Fair. I actually like the overbet here quite a bit. Because that river is a river that he should... It just, I don't know. Maybe it's definitely not, again, it's probably not balanced. But that river seems like a river that he should call a lot because, like, what are the chances that I'm, like, triple barreling some... Or did I triple barrel? I forget. No, I checked turn. But I just should... I don't think I should have a ton of queens there. And if I just, you know, come alive... I feel like maybe he shouldn't be calling an overbet there, but I think he's going to way overcall an overbet. Again, this is all just me thinking aloud. I'm not sure what's right, I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm just trying to make sense of it all. But I think a big step towards mastery. I'm gonna 4-bet this. He 3-bets super small, which is weird, but I'm gonna 4-bet to a size that would be appropriate if he had 3-bet the right size. I don't know if that's the right approach there. But like I was saying, I think the best approach is to okay. King Queen. Whoa, I won. Oh, I didn't see that I had trips. Oh. I just always stare at the numbers. And I was like, oh no, he is out. And then the queen came and I got scared. No, but I think it's really important to, even though I don't totally understand the concepts that I'm striving to, Jesus, I am on an ace heater. This happens a lot in Zone, because you just play a crazy number of hands. You just, like, I had ace king 6 hands in a row the other day. Okay, I'm going to finally say what I was trying to say. I think even when you're someone like me who doesn't fully understand the concepts that I'm trying to explain and trying to utilize, it's important to like really try to engage those concepts anyway, but to just do so in a way that is malleable. Like, you just don't want to be too rigid with your approach insofar as, you know, asserting that I am right. Like, you know, I bluffed there and he folded, so I was right to assess that board texture in that way. I think it's important to look for explanations for why things work so that you can try to figure out why things might work in general as opposed to just in that specific instance. But I simultaneously need to do so in a way that leaves me room to be wrong. And I think that makes sense. I think it's just important to engage concepts that are fundamentally challenging and fundamentally slightly out of your depth, because if you're shooting for mastery, you should be operating with the information that the masters operate with, and you should treat it as sort of a project to, you know, you're constantly honing your ability to apply these very important, very, you know, fundamental concepts that the best players use to be the best players, to make careers out of poker. So I might not fully grasp what I'm trying to explain right now, but I think in explaining it is in and of itself a step towards understanding. And I also just think I'm good enough at card games. I've just like played card games my whole life. I played Hearthstone for a while. Obviously, fairly, somewhat known Magic player. And then this. So I think that I have just sort of the card game experience to understand a lot of these concepts at first blush a little bit better than the average person would. But regardless, I think it's important to just engage and try to apply things that are difficult. Oops. Size that a blind too small by accident. This one I do want to make bigger because of the collar. Let's see if we get ace king 4 more times in a row. Tie my record. See, I'm telling you, I just never know about these spots. As I said, I'm going to treat this as if it's a real 3-bet. So I'm just going to flat. I will check begrudgingly. I've found that playing ace king at these stakes is really hard. Because my brain kind of tells me that I should barrel ace king like it's a drawing hand a lot of the time, because there are a lot of times when ace king, you know, you have 6 outs twice plus fold equity, and it's like sort of, That's such a small bet. It's sort of like borderline whether you can try to draw with it. What a weird play. I'm sorry. He played that so fucking weird. What? Why are you just like micro betting with your ace king? But yeah, anyway, I like this spot. I keep ending up in this spot where I 3-bet with my ace king pre. They call. I miss the flop, and now suddenly, because people just like are playing extremely loose in these 3-bet pots because they just don't want to fold, they just don't want to lay it down. I keep ending up in a position where I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to do. And I ended up just folding there, but I'm not sure if there's like some optimal solution. All right, jacks. Hold! D's. But yeah, that's a spot that I specifically would like to study. Definitely running pretty good. But I really do like zone because I mean, it's just so fast paced. Like you're able to like really see a high volume of your best hands. I think it keeps me from being way too impatient. And maybe it's weird to half pot then bet smaller on the turn, but it's what feels right to me with queens. Ugh, this is weird. Heart! Let's go. Please flush over flush. I'm gonna try flatting ace king here. Just calling the whole way. Well, I mean, I'm gonna jam river, obviously. The flop call versus raise was half interesting, but other than that, the hand played itself. Nice. Just gonna play a few more hands here. I don't want to play some crazy long session. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be crazy long. I played a lot earlier. But I've gotten to a weird habit of sort of marathoning to like an unhealthy degree. Like I had an actual 22-hour Magic session recently, just like straight. Didn't eat, just drank water. It was kind of insane. The time just flew by. I played, I think like 80 matches of Magic in a row. I was just so locked in. 6-2 the Mox, pretty good. Qualified for the Mox playoff. Gonna practice a lot for that. Very exciting. Yeah, I'm still gonna enjoy Magic, even though I'm taking a bit of a step away from Magic. I'm still gonna play a lot of Magic Online because honestly, I just like Magic Online more than paper tournaments, which is an unpopular opinion. But the travel aspect takes so much out of me. It really derails days at a time for me. I would just so much rather gutter, I'll call. Bang, bang. I think the overbet applies here too. Everything's a top pair. I'm gonna feel smart if he calls. Oh, let's fucking go. He shouldn't have that many kings. I'm gonna call river here. That was probably bad. Full results-oriented thinking. But I guess I should just be expecting people to c-bet way more. I was thinking, like, there aren't that many hands with kings that are going to c-bet this flop. But definitely value betting here. I was just thinking, people are going to c-bet this flop, aren't going to c-bet this flop with that many hands with kings. And so I thought the king actually wasn't that bad of a card. But once he barrels twice with the king, I maybe I'm supposed to just respect it. I don't know. And his sizing on the river was probably not balanced. Like, I doubt he's bluffing almost ever with his sizing that small. So yeah, I probably should have laid that down. Though I think my thought process was acceptable. It just, I sort of forgot that people don't c-bet balanced at these stakes. I'm probably going to lose a good amount of money to a better king here, but pretty obligatory to call. I've found also that it's a little bit less important to imagine bluffs. This is... fuck. Oh, wow. That was quite strange. I found that it's a little bit less important to like, for there to be clear bluffs on the board, just because people, like, in spots where you're deciding whether to call down, because people just show up with, like, very random holdings quite often. I'm probably going to call river here, a few bets. 6 is actually not a great card because I think he could show up with a bunch of 6s here. Like, as in pocket 6s. The range that people will play passively there is like these middling pocket pairs that have an over and you like just want to see showdown. And these people definitely have a good enough game sense to know that you just want to get to showdown cheaply with those hands. You're only going to get called by things that beat you, so just should check, even despite the fact that they bet so much when it's a 3-bet pot. Easy 3-bet. 550. But yeah, with Magic, I'm going to transition back into being Magic Online primary. I think at other stakes, it would be fine to 5-bet, bluff that. Maybe you're not supposed to... I take it back. I would 4-bet bluff, but obviously he 4-bet. Never mind. Yeah, pretty clear fold. And I'm excited to play more Magic Online. Magic Online, you don't have to travel anywhere. You get your whole day when you sort of get unlucky in the tournament. The thing, I keep, like, thinking, and I think this is a pretty standard c-bet, Jesus Christ. I just keep getting floated and raised on when I 3-bet and I c-bet. It just keeps happening. So maybe I'm not supposed to 3-bet that wide, even though people fold to it quite a bit. Because, like, you just end up in these spots where, like, it's really, really hard to realize your equity. And the problem is, like, if they're like raising super, super light, and they're like continuing really light, I guess the logic would follow that you should just be able to stack them a lot of the time. But the problem is, like, you end up in these spots where your hand doesn't have a lot of equity. You're losing to a lot of their bluffs if they have like ace highs or something like that, and it just becomes dicey, and it's just not a spot that I feel comfortable navigating at all. So I think I'm gonna just 3-bet a little less, because consistently the way I make the most money is when they 3-bet, I call, I have something acceptable, and they just barrel. And consistently the way I lose money is I 3-bet, miss it, feel like it's a good flop for me to continue betting. And I think 3-bet situations, or 3-bet pots, you're supposed to, at least my understanding is that you're supposed to c-bet more often, so you can c-bet your entire range somewhat frequently on flops that should be good for your range, as opposed to a polarized approach. But again, like I'm saying, I just keep ending up like in the bottom of my range where I feel like I'm probably supposed to bet everything. People get way too sticky, and then I don't know what to do. I'm definitely going to think a lot about that. I like that turn bet. I thought that was pretty good. Alright, last hand. This has been good. It's been actually kind of helpful for me to speak out these thoughts. I don't think I played great. I think I played fine by my standards, which are not very high. Obviously, ending up 2 buy-ins in like an hour or something is pretty strong. But yeah, I'm just going to keep playing, man. It's going to just grind this out until I feel super comfortable, because I feel myself getting better, and I'm just excited. This is a new journey, and I haven't had a new grind in a while, and the feeling of like getting a lot better at something is just a really, really nice feeling. I have so far to go in poker, but I'm already consistently winning, and this is a game type specifically that I've become very comfortable with, at least relative to other things. I'm going to do this more. This is great. I really, like I said, talking out my thought process has been surprisingly helpful for me to, if not play better, at least just have a natural vehicle by which to analyze the situations that I'm in. So that's going to wrap it up for this time. I'm going to do this more, as I said, and thanks for watching.